medawase na mabo mabaso.
Okay.
Nsem-Pii TV mosomo ye mafamu de boa media space no ene nsemu a ebi no ante eche na mo de call YouTube ni ade a personally me follow mu pa to de be kura na voices ni bia patete senkofo aka masha mi hu no beba Nsem-Pii TV na e wo honom
Nsem-Pii TV ni
a chief for near for Mamma watching more quaba, more ha, Joe Fambra and Nsem-Pii TV. So, you fear him copy or court. Papa and friends, Reverend John in Team for Joe, our MP, Edema or man for more Asin South MP, Reverend John in Team for Joe in him, and some Coso, aeroplane a bit free Spain. ABC Ghana for 5 days. After see Ghana for 5 days, and they said to Kwakye. And TM say plane neighbor and any pebian team. Plane to Sapine ABC Ghana and you be a plane no dint in a bar then the free hakoi cooking wounds and some money laundry no money baby and El Coco so and I'm some fellows of Ofosu Kwakye about bonting release video and so at the back can send far so phone team for you now. And they so phone team for your area to just say, Yami and Doma now she busy me yet it's a class and the lawyers and I started that defamation suit EBPM between lawyer Reverend John in team for your any fellows of Ofosu Kwakye and some more kind a good Reverend John in team for your Kusi say no so for them or they papa your friend fellows of Ofosu Kwakye a copium. Accra High Court for defamation. I ain't full details of the story.
When within the same time, the same security agency within the period they needed some MPs are written to the speaker, and we have seen the response. They are now going to write to the speaker, and it was at the same time I can say they are not interested in any investigations, but they only want to make an example of me. I have taken judicial notice of that statement.
Yeah, see, because because your actions but that on criminality. Publication of false news.
I am going to sue Kwakye Ofosu. I'm going to sue him. No, because this threat, clear. He said that they are not interested in investigations. They only want to make an example. So it is a willful attempt to persecute, a willful attempt to cause harm, a willful attempt.
No, but those are your inferences.
These are enough evidence, and it's coming from him.
Ongoing, is to make an example of you.
Please don't. Obi, don't do that.
It borders on criminality.
Obi, don't do that.
Publication of false news.
Obi, don't do that. Obi Sano.
Yes.
Say, President to say.
Sure.
He takes the matter seriously.
Sure.
Also, Debbie, President in the kind, but maybe say but maybe say comical. And I say and you know, Kasama president say, the Mikambiano, I have his authority. And one person says he takes the investigation seriously. On another breath, they say he doesn't take it seriously. And I'll be sent investigation, also they are not interested, it's not necessary. But they will only make an example.
They will do it to make an example out of you.
No, so one investigation. It says that they will just want to make an example of him. It is on that you can play his words. No, please, Obi. We have
to him, what he said.
He played it. And let me tell you.
They are all kind not just investigations.
Let me tell you.
And also they will do it to make an example.
I'm saying it on your show.
Yes.
Was a President Mahama and a Tanachi, and he has said, you can be your command.
Yes.
And to say President Mahama say they are going to make an example of me.
Yes.
In team for you. I am ready. They should come and make every example they want to make. They have made the intention clear. Intolerant, highly intolerant. I've never seen any government that's intolerant. Sir, my picking intel, same intel, what they Kwakye cocaine. My picking intel, same intel, what they Kwakye MDC. Next week, I will the kind of big names NDC are Mebo Bono. That is why they want to gag me.
Next week,
say a bunu kakra. And then me were there, but next week, Mebo Buankasa. It is one person by Boma Senrium. No more Boma Senrium Kura, a jelly me 100 years, Kurana, Massa. We will expose them.
You're engaging in an emotional blackmail.
That be No, nipa no catch yourself. Or no, the president to say.
Yes.
The Odibe to Jankrayana he is not interested in investigation. And that he is only interested in making an example of me. Let them come and make me a hero. I am ready. Let them come and persecute me. Obi, say me who me pen me the first politician or president. I'm Obi Ababeku and I'm Obi Aba persecute you.
What please done? No, if they were interested,
no. The president
they would investigate.
What is the criminality?
And prosecute you if possible.
What is the criminality?
Almost say a publication of false news.
What is the false news?
Intended to create fear and panic.
What is the false news?
So I said you can intro.
No. Which one is the false news? Did you read my press statement?
Yes, I was repeating some.
And I may say
yes.
Which aspect of the Mekayeno and a false news? Which aspect of the Mekayeno and a publication of false news?
Illicit drugs, I will play
the fact that okay. Please, the same intel. I sat here. Let me tell you and tell Felix Kwakye Ofosu and whoever is behind him say, "Yantraha momonfa omano moso enye cocaine and money laundering. Near cocaine. Woma bekase ye ba be make example. They should make me an example for the whole world to see. Say, womo ye cocaine, womo ye cocaine ye no, and womo persecute me. And no, omaya ye womo ye cocaine wom, near cocaine ye no. They should set that example. I can't wait for that example to be set. I can't wait, Obi. I can't wait for them to make history. And you know, the same intel I want to say, omunya ya omode ko base cocaine.
Yes.
Omode ko base NDC nso ni cocaine. E de ko base good. Na so be a mouse intel. There are thousands of flights that come and go. Identity na two ipe and a boss.
Yeah, almost what you intel. You only engage
in please. And maybe that's it. Entino one more mbeka say takrade cocaine bi wo no. Omko pick a sample of sa cocaine na o container nim. No, please. So what did they call intel and what did they call non-intel? Please, they should give us a break. Enti no mo pese security agencies no e dey nsem no ba beto abonten a wo mo akasa politically no wo mo hijack Jubilee House and manage the communication. Now there are two other issues.
Yeah, but the president is the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. Our intel briefing for him to have responded and called for the investigations, no? Chese, he sees something in there that should be
let me tell you something. Yeah. There's nothing in there. In addition to president, I also speak for the president.
Absolutely.
The mini president authorization, I can never speak. So what I said yesterday, it was with the full authorization of the president. The president only said what he said just to prove that he has no evidence to back what he said. And he is not willing to cooperate. In fact, if he had evidence, on chair will be in front of Obi. I'm telling you, our evidence on chair will be in front of Obi. If you have evidence of a crime, Obi can say, he would have taken the matter to the public and can a press conference national. He would have shown you evidence. The way you see in America, Obi, I'm saying the only he has no evidence. All that has happened is that Obi Frey no catch no say place will be here, you won't be see, and then he went to town. And because in the week before, no, NASA Intelligence Bureau for any knock up for or knock up, I beg your pardon, had busted in Kwaphobia no more transporting cocaine. He thought that he could mix it in to create the impression said there was a problem when there was none. Only any shade of I'm daring him. Let him show you the evidence where he sits right now. More cameras will be let him show it to the public.
Yeah, he says the details no he would provide when
he has no when he is called. I am daring him. He has no details anyway. But eventually he will be called because NIB has written
to the speaker.
Only me say, I'm telling you, me, if until Fojo is able to show you any evidence of a cocaine hole, me, I will resign from government that very day. I'm catching up.
Say, to show evidence now.
Me say, if he is able to show any evidence, I will leave government that very day. I'm telling you, the Onishi, he is lying,
but Felix,
and that is why he cannot tell you anything.
Okay. From everything I and from the Michelle video, really, then this whole investigation is necessary.
It is just so that an example is made of him, so that people will refrain from that kind of behavior. Otherwise, in a way, because in previous, Meba at the park, I waited 10 years. Tan as the same way to tell those you are telling lies. Why? Have we not had MPs do legislative oversight on government here? Those days are Ablakwa or Yanadiano doesn't give you concrete evidence. When Ablakwa spoke about the hiring of jets, no, one evidence I'm laying. If you want to be like Ablakwa, do it well. Do it with a modicum of intelligence. Let the post see say you are serious, and then you take the position they've given you. Why? A man for what? Sense out. They found you ready to send you to parliament. So could you my name? Is this what you are going to do? What's sorry I would intro? Telling things,
but he has not,
that are not true.
He has not say he wants to be like a black.
But obviously, that is obviously what he's doing. Look, there have been MPs on the side of the MPP who have been able to do proper legislative oversight and raise issues that have merit and substance. Even if you disagree with them and you respect their approach. What I said so we can disagree politically, but let nobody waste our time. Knowing very well that someone cannot entice me. Where we are, when the response has come, we are saying that manka cocaine was it's cocaine near the I should say there's cocaine in it simply because you said it. When I'm in a position to tell you that my work and I know.
Okay, said the investigations is to make an example of him. No, what did you mean? Because
it is not allowed. So sorry, you just go and say what you like. Because indeed, someone said there's a law against publishing false information.
Yes.
So he is in breach of that as he sits there. Because me, I'm able to tell you that Obua, he doesn't have any evidence. When he goes to face the investigators, he can't give them anything. And indeed, if indeed he had that evidence, you won't call. You won't even call for an investigation. Because knowing the political capital or Shoshano, he would have put it out long ago.
Okay. Felix, my men now say, maybe any Bessia Casabio. Why?
No.
Kwakye
Ofosu say, ambulance no, say, but my mincha win free. Obian frame. Nobody has invited me.
Committee beyond frail.
There be now security agency beyond frame. Minimum 2nd April now. Someone who let them. And I make sure the man, the joint security agencies are President Mahama and the directive no more. Or say also more investigation.
What you
collaborate no. Make sure ma say. One more, but I have to pass it through because as a member of parliament, and I'm here ranking on defense and security, defense and interior committee. But they far chairman is to say. And that's how we do it. Anytime I'm someone defense minister, that's the same thing I did. Someone interior minister, that's the same thing I did. And when we met them, we talked and we had results, and then we'll talk about some of them. And I mean they found the same. NDC phone na enya ntiase se yenya ne sa because womo so epese womo tenamu bi. Na nya se bia menko na me womo kwa kosi na wi ma ba bontia be ka me bi foforo. Afei nyantiase wie
o chairman said that be on penny
emma ye tro ayina afei ye ti ane said that fia mepo ene NDC leadership no akwa block actual letter purportedly addressed to me. Up to now me nya copy up to now nobody has even had the courtesy to even send me a copy of it. Say we address the letter to you and yes now that fia mepo akwa post on the social media handle that disrespectful. So I gotta get the security agencies. The security agencies, you know, Obi, the way NDC is with panic and handle Sanyoma way, no, almost say almost Nsem-Pii. Because security agencies, no, Obi a ojide wo mu Ghana. And the same way see a security matter, no. Ye bisa questions, na komu jide man security for no. Man kana kokofo national security NIB, import director airport to say oh. Mumfam report to Nsem-Pii within 24 hours. And on national security for you almost say national security in media. When media and common the cameras cooperation. This statement, Kitwe be said the Ghana Armed Forces here, you know. Kitwe very professional statement. Even half page. So we have taken notice of the reported incident of 2 flights. We have checked it. They came here at this time, they departed at this time. There was no illicit cargo that was on board. We urge the public to be rest assured. So the BNI air cover swap. Is that not how they should have handled the matter? But they didn't do that, and they get our meeting. No? Now we are one big video so about time, and then Team Fojo was invited. He's running away. He was invited. So in the beginning of Wow defense in the crown, you lie.
In the Sasam Felix can say, or my friend, Udjan, and say, a intro.
And I'm a dare no say, invitation being an omody man, on farmer, and now why on the South friend scenes who say, so no Felix and almost man say, Matis Adeco Council Kikebi. And Miss Adecoca, one more friend, no so one my friend in the on fan cranem. So, where is the evidence of that invitation? But I have given you evidence of my intent. Some memory shall go President Mahama say collaboration.
Yeah.
Collaborate. What is the interpretation of collaborate? Say one more say one more interpretation of collaborating. Say mon code do anti for your Rambo style, mon like Jackpa style, mon pumetio go run if you mon no and question baby 3 days 4 days mon grill no mon fanen 200 ha and yane basta mon persecute no na fe mon fanen bra.
Reverend, what to be
no, please. If that is the interpretation, I am ready for it.
That doesn't no put here under what authority no there.
I am ready for it. But if your interpretation of collaborate with a member of parliament, sabi, enya me nya ado afu wasin kura na mikojina kan asem no. Enya me nya ado afu na mikojina kan ye. Ye kan wo parliament. And it was a minority press conference.
Was that press conference?
What I'm saying, sir, you see, firstly, the attempt by Jubilee House to gag these whole issues, no, are fishy. I bet to Ghana president now,
because he's concerned.
Good
about the image of the country.
And what did the president say? What directive did he give?
Well, the still security agencies
into Omar's investigation, you know.
That one we don't know.
Yes. And to know what is the locus of Felix in this matter? Is he a national security coordinator? Is he a commissioner for NACOC? Is he the director general of NIB? Is he the MD for your friend saying civil aviation or MD for Ghana Airport Com? What locus does he have? Why could you try some fake videos be a day by better to and maybe answer? So what say what I see as a video now who try a cargo plane no a move video there and then when try med no so near who a fruna them near who yare for none of them. So please, he should come clean now. Oh, start here didn't throw any politics never started. You should have even just said, the president has directed, and these are concerns the president says he takes seriously. The security agencies are at it, and in due time they will give their detailed updates. But in the meantime, initial reports we've got indicates that there was no such illicit cargo. Now they are paying more, and no, obia no kra on kata so on kokuntokwa. Now the baby, when me find your politics, say if we are not worried, say in less than 3 months, there's $500 million worth of cocaine flying around our country. And we are not worried, say in less than 3 months, gold and dollars they are flying around, running into billions to the scale that national security every year. 2 months now, Bianca Hohe said, one the wetchery, only one allergy. Ghana, allergy for baby bear. Maybe says one allergy. If won't me for the pon to jar, my who said, Nipa Bakum, you know me and so far. And you suspect you 2 months. You can't detain somebody for more than 48 hours. But we are in 2 months now. And you know, prima facie case by charge Ben Adia Boom, court to Ben Adio Maka Kujano. Ye be Sasa we are must be because a national security matter. And Tientra Kruma, now the C 2013, gold $80 million worth of at that time. What the bet now is over $1 billion gold. At that time, what the bet now is over $1 billion good.
If the committee is set up, committee side of that plane.
So now he is shifting the goalpost. Couple of cases enough. You have Ahmed in account. Doesn't not tell you that he's wasting your time. Instead of admitting that he's wasting our time and lying, he says that he didn't show this. Why? What has he brought you to show that there was anything in that plane? If you be make us say what you want to your bar. Because I have said that, you know, you must strip naked for me to see. Is that what everybody wants to invite us to? Is this serious legislative oversight? But please, you see, I have respect for him as my brother and my friend and my neighbor. But one moment here, he is wasting everybody's time. No, nicer.
Fellas,
if one more time, they were tolerating the drug trade, it's not they were not busting any drugs. And your mama said, but you can't tell us, say, place me no this year. And it will be a continue because of that there are drugs and that there's money in it. into Obi Woko report in there. Now who claim the assets why? Because you don't know the deal finished now they are transiting drugs. I mean, how can you think like that? And why do we tolerate this?
Fellas, is that because in terms of tolerating it, no, His Excellency the President himself saw say something worth his time. Ama or that say security agencies should collaborate with him for investigations. The President will say it is something that is worth investigating.
That is President. He is a very tolerant individual. If I was the President, I won't tolerate this because it's a waste of time.
Really?
But Obi, first of all, allegation no here no cry. It did not make sense. And what did he provide as basis to go and investigate? It will be sorry, I have intelligence say we are bad because I have said that then so we best report not just your bad now when I have not provided any evidence. That is what he is inviting us to do. He is wasting our time. For evidence, MP before propaganda, he would have put it out. So evidence, he will show pictures, videos, recordings, or anything that proves that he will even wait for an invitation. Number two, through the minority leader, Afenyo Markins, he was invited. He was speaking as a member of a committee. Now they were not his personal views, he cannot come. But in any event, let me put it out.
Yeah.
Say, as we speak, after initial approach of one man, the NIB has written to the Speaker of Parliament formally to release him for investigation. Very soon, the Speaker will release him. Or he should go and waste their time like he is doing to you and I on this matter.
And you are saying, sir, through the minority leader, no? Why
he's been invited.
Why they invite the committee?
The National Investigations Bureau and your committee.
Okay.
Committee being where I say.
Okay.
He said, because he was doing a press conference as a member of the Defense and Intelligence Committee, he was not speaking his own mind. Opa Odinaya call Afenyo Markins and ask him.
Yeah, I say that is not true. He has never said that to anybody.
Well, that is what his minority leader told the NIB as a response to the invitation of mobile.
And there is record of that.
Absolutely. Now you see, in any event, Obi, you see, we are MP in a very serious position. So you cannot just get up and say things that you know are not true and waste everybody's time. And Obi, again, as a journalist, I think you should demand more, especially from public officials. Or no, in team for the account. Produce for the catcher say there is cocaine on the plane. It is not sufficient easy to host a program on. You should have basis.
No,
before
Felix,
you do that.
Felix,
we are beginning to do this too much.
No. My problem with that kind of approach in Sonese, if Oka Semni and there was no official response, it's a different. Maybe let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Even ordinary people, ordinary members of the public,
Felix
can tell us
no, Felix, let me finish.